So hi guys, learn how to make this palazzo pants with two side pockets and elastic waistband, okay, in this tutorial. So it's a very simple and easy tutorial. You can see how wide the trouser is, okay. So now let's get started. I'm gonna head to fold my fabric into two, and for this tutorial I'll be using 2 yards of crepe fabric to make this particular pants. Okay, so I have my elastic, I have my chalk, my scissors, and let's get started. Now because this will be using an elastic band of 1 inches, I'll go ahead and minus 1.5 inches. Okay, yes, I went ahead to minus 1.5 inches since it will be using an elastic band of 1 inches. So from there I'll go ahead and take my hip line. Yes, I'll get my hip line like so, as you can see me marking it like this. Okay, so I'm gonna head to mark it like so. Now remember, this is on fold, okay, and this is the front pants. Okay, so from there I'll go ahead and minus my 1.5 inches to get my crouch. Okay, now for my crouch, I normally sit on a flat surface chair and I'll measure from my waist to the top of the chair. Okay, so that is how I normally get my crouch. Okay, and for this particular free pant, whatever you have from there, you just go ahead and add 1 inch to 1.5 inches, okay, because it's a free pant. So from there, when I mark it, I will get the pants length like so. Okay, now take note of the band. So you must always minus your band. Okay, now I'll go ahead and get my pant length, and for this length I use 44 inches. That is 42 inches for the pants length and 2 inches for folding allowance. Okay, so on my crouch line, hip line, I will divide my hip circumference by 4 and I'll go ahead and mark. I will do the same thing to my hip line, inputting the measurement, and also on my waistline like this. Okay, so since this is an elastic band, I won't be dividing my waist circumference here. Okay, and I'll just go ahead and connect all the lines like so. Now because this is a free pant, I'll go ahead and add 2 inches for ease and joining allowance. Okay, yes, I'll go ahead and add 2 inches for ease and joining allowance like so, as you can see me doing like this. I'll go ahead and connect all the lines together. Okay, so now the next thing for me to do is for me to get my crouch depth, and for my crouch depth I'll just go ahead and divide my hip circumference by 8. Okay, I'll divide my hip circumference by 8, and whatever I get I'll just go ahead and input it there like so. Okay, and I'll just go ahead and connect it to meet my hip like this, as you can see right here. Okay, so now I'll come on this waist area and I'll just come in by 1 inch on the waist area like this. Okay, and I'll just go ahead and connect it to meet my hip line like this, as you can see me doing. Okay, now whatever thing I have on this crouch line, that is what I will take to my pants length. Okay, as you can see me doing, that is what I'll just take to my pant length. Whatever thing I have on my crouch area, I'll just take the same measurement down, because this is a very wide, it's not very wide, but a wide palazzo kind of pants. Okay, so I want it to be free at the down area like so. Okay, so when I'm done, this is what we have. So I'll just go ahead and cut it like this. Okay, so remember I drafted it on fold like so. Okay, and this is what we have. So it's now time for me to cut the back pants. Okay, so I've also gone ahead to fold the pants into 2. That's the fabric that I want to use for the back pants into 2 like so. And now it is longer on the upper side of the pants. That is, it is longer than the front pants with about 3 inches. Okay, on the upper side like so, as where you see my tape is. Okay, so now from this midpoint I'll just go up by 1.5 inches. I'll go up by 1.5 inches, and on the crouch area I'll replace whatever measurement I have on my crouch depth. That is on my front crouch depth. I'll replace whatever thing I have on my front crouch depth, okay, which is 2.5 inches. And on the hip area I'll mark 2 inches, and on the waistline I'll go ahead and mark 1.5 inches. Okay, let me go back again. On the crouch area I extended it by 2.5 inches. On the hip line I extended it by 2 inches, and on the waistline by 1.5 inches. Okay, and I'll connect it slantly to meet the side of the pants like so, okay, slantly from the top. That's from the 1.5 inches that I came up by. I'll connect it slantly to make the side of the pants, okay, like so. And I'll just go ahead and come down by 2 inches from the back crouch down to meet my pants length, okay, as you can see me doing right here, okay. So this is all for the drafting process, and I'll just go ahead and cut, okay. I'll just use my scissors and cut following the lines that I mark, okay. So now after doing this, I'll just go. So it's now time for me to start with the sewing process, but before then, let's cut the pocket. So see how I folded my pocket into 2. You can fold yours into 4, so you'll be able to cut all your 4 pockets at once, okay. So now from there, I'll take a width of 7 inches and length of 7 inches, like so, okay. As you can see me doing, I did 7 inches width and 7 inches length, okay. Now I'm placing my hands to know if my hands will be able to pass in the pockets without, like, it will just be free when I put my hand inside the pocket, okay. And I just went ahead and give it that kind of round pocket shape like this, okay, as you can see me. So I'll be cutting 4 pieces of this pocket. Yes, I'll be cutting 4 pieces of this pocket, okay. That's one on each side, sides of the pocket, okay, like so, okay. So I'll just go ahead and cut the remaining 2 pieces since I folded my fabric into 2, okay. So there are different methods in cutting your pockets, but for me, sometimes I use this method because it's very free for me to cut, okay. So now the next thing I'll just go ahead to do right now is to bring my pants over, and it's now time for me to start sewing, okay. Now I will go ahead and sew this crouch area like this, okay, as you see me demonstrating front part to front part and back part, front part to front part and back part to back part like this, okay. Now the next thing I'll just go ahead to do is to come down by 2 inches from my waistline and notch it, okay. That's where my pocket will start from, 2 inches from my waistline. I'll just go ahead and notch whatever thing I do to the front part of this pant, I'll also do it to the back part of the pant, okay. So now I'll just go ahead and place my pocket and sew it from where the pocket starts to where it ends. Now I'll be facing this pocket right side facing right side, okay. So now I'm gonna head to sew it like this, okay. As you can see, I'm gonna head to place my pocket on the pants like so. So now it's now time for me to shape. Now when placing your fabric for you to shape, you place it in such a way that the pockets will align, that is, the front pocket and back pocket will align. So now after shaping, I will just go ahead and join the down crouch areas, then you just go ahead and shape, okay. So I use 1/2 inches to shape the pants. Now I'll just go ahead and join the back crouch area and the front crouch areas, okay. The 2 lines should be able to meet. Now for easy sewing, you just go ahead and hold it up with a pin before sewing it, okay. So guys, I am done, and this is what we have. You can see my hand entered freely inside the pocket, okay. So it was just very free for me, and it's now time for me to attach the band, okay. So now just go ahead and measure round from one end to meet the other end, okay, like so. I'll just go ahead and measure the round circumference of this particular part from one end to meet the other end like so, okay, as you can see me doing. And I'll just go ahead and cut my band. Now for the width of this band, I'll be using 2 inches on fold. Yes, on fold is 2 inches, okay. Now, and for the length, I use the round waist measurement that I just measured, and I add 1 inches allowance, okay. And I added 1 inches, okay, for joining allowance like so, okay. So now when I'm done, I'll just go ahead and iron it. Yes, remember I said it's on fold. I'll go ahead and place it to the pants, and I'll sew it round, leaving about 1 inch space before sewing it round, so that I'll be able to pass my elastic. Okay, so that I'll be able to pass my elastic. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, okay. And thank you for watching to this point. So now I'll just go ahead and sew it round, and for my elastic, now remember I said this is a 1-inch elastic, so I'll go ahead and minus 4 inches from my main waist circumference. Okay, I'll go ahead and minus 4 inches from my main waist circumference. Or on the other hand, you can just go ahead and take the elastic band around your waist, and you know where, and you know the inches to use for the elastic. Okay, so now I'll just go ahead and use my safety pin and pass it all around. When I'm done, I'll go ahead and fold the pants with the 2 inches allowance that I left for folding. And guys, that is all. I'll just go ahead and weave, and thank you so much for watching to this point. Bye.